I wanted to come on here and share with you my fashion tips that I live by that I wish I knew sooner. There's so many different facets of fashion, and I think that we're supposed to experiment with it and we're supposed to learn who we are with it so that we can fully express ourselves. I feel like there's so many components to expressing yourself, and I just want to share some tips that I've learned over the years. I've been doing fashion for a really long time. It's pretty much like the only thing that I live for. So, I've learned a couple things along the way, and I'd love to share them with you because literally I'm just keeping them all to myself. I don't want to do that. That's selfish. I want to share it and give you some tips that you may need in your future. So, let's get started. My first tip is to stop scrolling and start playing dress up. One thing that literally shaped me even being interested in fashion and fashion styling is to not just I don't know, when I was bored, like I played dress up. I like just tried on clothes and put them on and just see how it went, and like it was just whatever. I don't know. It was just I spent hours and hours doing that. Like instead of really being on social media, especially as a kid. But I think now it's more important to find your own sense of style and uncover who you are with it rather than spending time on social media because it's not going anywhere, but also you are like, it's something really special about learning who you are with fashion, like experimenting, and when no one's watching, like no one's judging you. And you don't have to feel that pressure like, oh, I have to wear this and this and whatever. You don't have to do any of that. You can just like wear what you want and play around and just be like kitty and like just have fun with it. I think that's a really big thing. Like, taking the time out to really give care to yourself and like just let yourself play and be free is really, really healing, but it's also really good for learning what you like. I think I've found that like most of my favorite outfits like have come from me just experimenting and like not caring, not like it wasn't like really a goal. It was just like, oh, I'm gonna just try this out and see if I like it, and then I love it, and then suddenly I'm trying, like I'm doing more things because I'm excited because I learned something. So just remembering that playful with fashion, like it's still an art, it's an art form. I think I really do believe in that it's an art form, and you're playing around with it, you're stretching your skills and learning more about who you are. And I just think that it's a really cool, fun way to do that. So do not forget to incorporate childlike tendencies like playing dress up. That's literally how I function and operate. My tip number two is that you can create your dream wardrobe with things that you already have in your closet today. I think a lot of the time people think that they like aspire for this dream wardrobe and they think that it's gonna be there eventually or at X amount of time or at some point. And I've been doing this challenge where I've literally looked on Pinterest for like my dream outfits or dream pieces that I really like, and I've been trying to recreate those outfits using the clothes that I have right now, not purchasing anything new. Hopefully, you can find some of those right now, like as shorts videos. And I'm also going to try to make them more long form so that if you're interested in that. But the point of that is because, you know, even I was under that impression that, oh, like I have to go shopping and continuously shopping for my dream pieces. And there's leeway there because yes, sometimes things you will have, like if you want a fur coat and you don't have fur in your closet, you may need to buy a fur coat. But like standard pieces like shirts or tops or skirts that you like, you don't, if you really like a specific fabric, sure, you can go shopping for that. But like you probably already have a skirt, you probably already have a top. I think it's probably just a combination of the pieces. And usually Pinterest outfits, like they're so elevated, like they have jewelry, they have people have makeup on, they have a lot going on that it's more than just the outfit. So sometimes just like try to, it's really fun to like stretch your creative brain too, to imagine, you know, what what this piece would look like recreated in your own wardrobe that you have right now. I'm not saying you don't ever have to buy all those clothes because maybe that's something that you really want to do, and who am I to stop you? But if you're really looking for your dream wardrobe, you don't have to wait until X amount of days, months, years. You can literally just try to recreate it with what you have, and it'll still be beautiful, and you'll still be able to I don't know. I just am learning that I think there's a lot of things that are marketed to us to want to keep on yearning for something else, like yearning for that look or yearning for that body type, yearning for that X whatever. But like a lot of it is really just to block us. Like a lot of it is just to keep us wanting more, which is not a really good state of being in certain capacities. I don't know, we're getting a little spiritual, but I will say that it's been really freeing to know that I don't have to go to like every thrift store and antique shop and everything to find pieces that I really like and that I feel that are me. If I can just figure out how to make it somewhere in between Pinterest and me, it's like still my creation, just Pinterest inspired. So hopefully you'll be able to see some of those videos if you want inspiration on how to do that, because I've done a couple and hopefully by the time this video comes out I'll have more uploaded because I'm kind of rolling them out. So hopefully that helps you to learn how to start that process. Tip number three, I do think that, contrary to popular belief, base outfits, like outfits that are kind of basic, like white tee, jeans, or tan, whatever. This is literally basic. I'm wearing a basic outfit. I got brown shorts on and a tan top. I love basics. I think that when you have an outfit that starts off as a basic, there's a lot of room for potential growth if that's what you're looking for. This is more like a workout athleisure basic. I think for more like jean basic or like basic clothes with no like prints or anything, what really spices up anything is, there's like four things: jewelry, accessories, jackets, and scarves. Those are like the four categories of things which I think like encapsulate a lot of different things. Like for jewelry, it's literally anything that is sparkly, shiny, whatever. You can do a lot with it. Even like makeup, I'd say is like a fifth. Makeup can be an accessory, like it really can help. Like if you're wearing a white shirt and like jeans, if you put like white eyeliner on and like a crazy funky pattern, like that honestly spices up your outfit. But like jewelry, accessories like hats, glasses, bags really do help elevate. Like if you wear blue jeans and a white top with a cute little dad hat, is that what they're called? You literally, it's not simple, honestly. It's kind of a sleigh. I can't even lie. With a little tote bag, you're set. Like, and then with jewelry, like I feel like you can spice it up with levels. Scarves. Like if you want to put a scarf over your head, if you want to put a scarf over your neck, if you wear blue jeans and a white shirt with a scarf over your neck, honey, that's literally like Paris. That's like literally in Paris. I don't care. I don't care. You're stunning. You're fashionable. Okay, you can put the scarf through the jean buckles all the way around and tie it and make it cute and like find one that matches with the colors. Like that's not basic. You can tie the scarf around your arm. You can tie it there's a lot of things you can do with the scarf. Jackets really do add something. If you wore the jean pants and a white shirt with the jean jacket, that's fashion forward. If you wear with a leather jacket, fashion forward. Fur jacket, fashion forward. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot you could do with it to make it kind of amplified in a way that literally just takes it to another level. Even if it's not like, if it looks effortless or if it doesn't require that much effort, it'll look really good. It'll look more elevated. Tip number four is honestly like a literal counteract to what I just said. Hear me out. I think there's a misinterpretation about basics, especially now. Like, I think a lot of people really, really like the idea of elevating your style and doing more than the basics, which you know what is fine. Everyone has their pinpoint, their fashion angle, their identity that like aligns with what they wear, and sometimes it's not even that important to some people, which is literally fine. You could be someone who likes fashion and also not care to like always have the best outfit on. I don't always wear like the craziest outfits. Exhibit A. Like I'm not wearing the craziest outfit, but I'm comfortable and like it's cute and I'm happy with it. Like it's fine. I think there's times and places where you do what you want, and even if you're someone who loves wearing the most when even no one's watching, kill it, slay it, do what you want. But for people who just like basics on their own, like it's totally fine. I think I also had my moments where I thought basics were just like basic, but like when we're in school, we learn the basics of ABCD. We learn the basics of this and this. These are the standard things that everyone should know. Everyone, like most people have jeans, one pair of just plain jeans. Most people have like one plain tank top, one plain white shirt, one plain black shirt, one plain exhibit color here shirt. Most people have like just black shoes or Converse or black Vans or something like that. If you're working out, you're not going to wear leather tights and like, you fit the occasion with what you're doing. So I feel like it's fine to have basics and to like wear basic outfits. I don't think you always need to like look so fashion forward, but I do think that there's a time and a place. And sometimes I like to strut my stuff where I'm going. Sometimes I just like to keep it calm, cool, and collected. And I feel like it really does depend on your personality, parts of you. So I just don't think we should judge people, like if they are someone who likes to just wear basics, like literally if they're happy, like it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Basics can actually be really chic. They can be really chic and really cute. And there's a way to do it. There's a way to do anything to make it just if you really are if the aim is fashion, you can always make it cute. My next tip is that comfort is greater than anything. I think like over time I've learned that if I'm not comfortable wearing an outfit, no matter how good I think it is, and no matter how much time I put into it, if I can't walk outside and feel good, if I can't like feel like, shoulders back, head up high, then it's honestly not worth it. Like I think even my cutest outfits, like sometimes when I leave the house, like I can think my outfit's so cute without a jacket, but if I leave the house, I'm probably gonna put a jacket on because I just feel more comfortable with like if I'm showing a lot of skin, sometimes I like a little jacket to just keep me feeling like I'm protected and like I'm cozy, like comfort comes before like anything, and that doesn't and I feel like there's a way to do that. Like if you feel, and I think that does apply, like if you feel comfortable wearing in very little clothes out, do it. Obviously you're gonna do it. If you don't feel comfortable, you probably won't do it. And there's times I guess where I've like worn things that maybe I wasn't the most comfortable in, but I thought it was really cute. And those were experimental times. I think it's good to experiment, but it's also good to be comfortable because at the end of the day, like you're wearing it for you. You have to do things throughout the day, and if you're like not comfortable, if your boob is gonna fall out, if like something's not working out, then don't do that to yourself. It can be functional, it can be cute, and it can be comfortable. I feel like there's a way to make all of those things true, so don't do that to yourself. Make sure you're comfortable. Make sure when you leave the house you can walk out feeling like the baddie that you are, because if you don't walk out feeling good, you won't have like it won't be a successful moment or mission for you. Like it'll literally just be sad you know I've been there. It's okay to experiment. I've done some crazy fits. Hopefully I'll find it. I'll insert it here. I don't know how to insert, but I will literally try my hardest to. I've done some experimental outfits and I've worn them in public. And character growth, character development, call it what you will. I probably wouldn't wear it today, like just me right now, but that's what it is, experimentation. That's what plain dress up does. Next tip, your identity is transferable through fashion. When I was in college, I made this video called, I think I was just saying like fashion is not my identity, it's not my sole identity. And it's true. Like at the time before that, I thought really did think like fashion is is who I am. Like if does that make sense? Like I thought that my identity was wrapped around fashion because I love it so much, and because like I grew up really like just in love with it, that I seriously thought that it was like my identity. I think I learned now that it's transferable, that your identity is transferable through fashion and through what you wear, but it's not like your identity. You're not, you don't, it's, you take clothes off at the end of the day. Like it's not your full identity, but you can express your identity through fashion. And I think that's something that's really powerful about it. Like I was saying in the beginning of the video, like expressing yourself is really, really a special gift that we have. And I think it can be done through fashion if that's something that applies to you, which is something that I've been working toward, and just learning who I am with fashion is like transferring my identity from just my brain and like my inner to like externally expressing myself. Some days are better than others. That's why every day is kind of like a different outfit. Some people have like a niche style that they always go to, like one specific styling type. Some people it changes throughout the seasons. It changes day to day. I feel like I'm a mix of like it changes, but it also kind of like has a similar vibe. I do think that over time, like as my identity changes, my fashion will too, but that's because like I'm choosing to express myself with the things that I've learned, like with fashion. I don't know, it's a very interesting concept. But let me know what you think about that below. But I do think that identity is transferable, that you're able to really like if you it's like when you spend time with yourself and you learn what you like about clothes, what you don't like, what you like about yourself, what you don't like, what all these different things, and then you kind of compile a style that you like everyone gravitates toward a specific genre or a specific way of dressing, and I think that that's really interesting. I wonder if we didn't have like those hyphenated aesthetics that people can see, that you can kind of choose from or categorize. I wonder if we didn't have them, like if we didn't have social media or something, like would people still just gravitate toward their own style that like naturally? That's something I think about. But I mean, now we have a lot of resources, so like if you're stuck or if you don't know what to do, you can always kind of like look to social media and see what you like. Don't just wear it, see if you like it. That's something that I would say too, like don't just wear what's trending, because trends literally come and go. Like if you're wearing what's trending, you're really just there's no identity behind that, because it's like not really you. It's kind of just popular culture, you know. I think it's more if it's more personalized when you wear things that you really do like. Um, and sometimes that does mean that it's a trend. Like honestly, wearing nude colors and wearing basics like this kind of came from specific eras in time. But I also really do like the color. Like I wouldn't be wearing it if I really didn't like it, because no one can see me usually if I'm not recording, but no one can see me. So it's like if I don't like it, then if it's just because of it's a trend, like that's not gonna do anything for me. One thing that I really have to sometimes still tell myself to this day, which is why I really want to share it with other people so you can start implementing it, is that it's not that you're being extra, it's that you're extraordinary. And that's like a little catchphrase, but ultimately what it means is that it's not too much. I literally would ask myself and like my friends, like, oh, is this too much? Like, am I doing too much with this outfit? Like, it's too much. It's not too much, Look at Lady Gaga. Just look at Lady Gaga. Look at Nicki Minaj when she was kind of mimicking Lady Gaga. They didn't care. The Lady Gaga was wearing meat on her body. You're not doing too much. I promise you. Even if you literally match her energy and wear meat on your body, you're still not doing too much. I feel like it's something that is not always talked about, but like the need to feel like you're not overstepping or like overshining, outshining other people, because you know that not everyone's gonna dress like you, but that doesn't mean that you're doing too much. If you're going to a club, you usually, I mean, honestly, one of the a couple of times I've asked that, it was when I was going to a club, but I don't know. I just think there's a little interesting phenomenon there about like not wanting to overshadow people, but honestly I don't think that that's true. I think that it's internal, and I think it's also like a little bit egotistical. I think people will look at you if you're wearing something kind of interesting and out of the box, but that doesn't mean that you're overshadowing anyone. You're literally just wearing what you want to wear. Like no, like everyone had the choice to wear what they wanted to wear that day or whatever event you're talking about. Like you deciding what you want to wear is literally just you exercising your free will. So do not feel like, you're overshadowing or like oh, doing too much or you're wearing too much. Actually put a little something else on when you think, oh, am I doing too much? No, you're not. Put some more jewelry on. Because I feel like this is something I'm talking to myself, but like I have to be more comfortable with wearing what I really like to wear, even if I'm gonna get looked at, even if people are gonna think that it's interesting or crazy or whatever the word, like it doesn't take away from the fact that I like it. Um, so I think that's a really, really important point to remember. If you struggle with that too, just know that you're not overshadowing, you're not doing too much, you're just trying to be authentic and be yourself, and that's more than okay, because it's not always easy, and I think that it's important to try to be yourself more, to not feel like you're stepping on anyone's toes by being yourself. And maybe that comes from a lot of things that I probably have to unpack. um But like, starting off now, like by holding myself accountable and saying it here is like me saying like, no, I have to, like, I want to do it for myself, show up for myself. My next tip is do not be afraid to cut up, rip up, sew if you can sew, and reimagine your wardrobe. Don't be afraid to do that. I think one thing that limits the creativity of coming up with outfits is thinking that, like, well, one, you don't always have to sew it for it. Like, I know how to sew, but not everyone knows how to sew. So it's not like you have to, obviously there's limitations, but honestly, learning how to sew is also a really good skill. But I will say hand sewing is a good starting point. You don't have to know how to use a sewing machine. I used to hand sew stuff. If you want to learn, it's really not that hard. It really isn't. And I could probably give you a tutorial if you really want to know. Let me know down below if you really want a tutorial. I will literally give you one because it's a good skill, I think. But besides that, like I said, when I used to play dress up, well, I still do, but like when I was a kid and I played dress up, I cut stuff up. I tried on things in weird ways, which will allude to my next tip, but I will just say with this one is like, don't be afraid to try to cut things. Yes, when you cut it, it's not really reversible, but like, it'll be fine. Just cut up things that you don't really care about anymore so that you don't feel like you're, ruining something. But things can be like, if you're thinking about giving away something, consider that, but also consider, could it be something else? Like, could it be, if you think about giving away jeans and it's summertime, could the jeans become shorts? Could you cut them into shorts? You know, you could paint them. I've painted pants. I painted these Stargirl pants that I wore to the weekend concert with my sister. um there's a lot of things you can do with clothes. You don't have to just give them away. You can give them away because that's also great, but try to consider what else they could do for you in your wardrobe. And for the next tip that kind of follows that one, there's always more than one way to wear something. I feel like even jeans, for example, with it being still reversible, so like you can still wear it multiple ways. I've worn jeans on my arms. Like, I've put the jean legs through my arms and wore it. I've done that. Exhibit A. You can literally wear it. There's always more than one way to wear something. You may have to stretch your brain a little bit to figure out what that is and how that works. But I think that's the really good part about fashion, is that it's an art form and you can stretch your skills and you can learn and grow and how to be better at it. And there's always more than one way. There's probably more than two ways. Actually, in a video I uploaded, I showed people how to turn tights into capris without cutting, without anything, just literally pulling them up. Because, like, you literally don't need to buy capris if you have tights, and stay tuned for that video if you can find it on my shorts. You know what I mean? Like, there's always more than one way to wear something, and I feel like it's your child. I challenge you to find more than one way to wear something that you think only has one way to wear it. Try it out. This is your homework for the week if you watch this, okay? When you're playing dress up, try to find more than one way to wear something. I'm telling you how empowering it feels when you like can figure out how to style something in so many ways, and it just feels cool. It feels like you can do anything, honestly. And it's really fast. It's just fashion, but like, I feel like I could do anything when I'm learning how to recreate outfits using what I have in ways that I didn't think of before. And like, it's just really fun, so freeing and so refreshing. So I would consider it if I was you. The last tip is really simple and kind of funny, goofy. Hopefully you don't know it, but if you do, then you're already a little bit, you got it. But a hair tie, girl, a hair tie is not just a hair tie. Okay, if I wanted to crop this shirt in the back with a hair tie, you're golden. So I use hair ties a lot. I use them for my hair, but I also use them to tighten shirts. Like, I personally like a fitted shirt. Like, I like when it fits me like really tightly. A lot of shirts don't really do that naturally. So I use hair ties, and I tie the shirt to the back of me and pulling it how I like it to fit, and it literally just elevates the outfit to me. That's just because that's my personal way of like doing everything. um but with like if something doesn't fit you the right way that you like a shirt. I don't know, I have not tried it with jeans. I've tried it with skirts and things. Jeans are kind of thicker fabric, so the rubber band may not fit that well. Maybe I'd try a belt for jeans, but like skirts, loose like fabrics like shirts and skirts and things like that really can be changed into anything with a hair tie. Also, like when you're figuring out how to style multiple things instead of just the one way that you buy it, um, you can use hair ties to help put keep things into place if you don't know how to sew yet, which I think is really cool. And you can always tuck away the hair tie so no one can see it, and it's just really cool. But I think that's a really underrated tip that I think really would elevate a lot of looks. If people don't know about that topic yet, you should. You really should. You should get on that today. Try it out. Let me know how it goes. But yeah, those are literally all of my tips that I have so far. It was fun to talk about them because I think it's just good to share what I've learned over time. And hopefully you know some of them. Hopefully you learn something as well. I do think a lot of things that I'm sharing is just trying to get people to understand like that when you buy something, you don't have to buy something for one purpose. You can buy it for multiple purposes. I've always been someone that likes to get my full bang for my buck, for lack of better words, like my full return on investment for things, like because it just makes sense to me. Like if I'm gonna buy something, I want it to work in all the ways I need it to. So with clothes, I guess that translates to me always looking for more ways to wear what I have so that I don't always have to buy more clothes, but also so that I can kind of stretch my brain and think more creatively about fashion so that I'm kind of also learning more with it. And I think one of the main goals for me being a stylist is like learning all the tips I can so that whoever I'm working with, I can always like show them something new or teach them something to help them in the future or just help them in the moment, because a lot of tips and tricks they collect over time, and I think it's beautiful. I'm really in love with fashion, can you tell? That's just like what I've been working on, is trying to figure out how to share those things that I learn with other people. So I hope that something helped you.